Tennyson, why did you come to Los Angeles?
To make my mark in the entertainment industry. I had my plans were different than they are today, and a lot more naive and a lot less well-informed, but they are, I think, far more glorious as well as far more realistic. So it's been an ongoing evolution.
So over time, being in LA, did you have a clearer picture of what it is that you wanted to do and how you wanted to reach that goal?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And just working on film sets, working with people I respect, working with various different finance teams on motion pictures, writing a lot of screenplays, and through practice just finding out what I like about film myself, making productions like the Starmind record, which I think is my first real creative success. All of it is kind of helped, and it'll continue. That's life. We grow.
There was an interesting article on Yahoo. Sometimes I read Yahoo articles, and it was 10 reasons why people fail. And it was fascinating because they said, you know, sometimes people don't have a broad, or their idea is too broad. Yes, I want to be a millionaire, but they don't pinpoint how.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want to be in the motion picture industry. I don't pinpoint how. Or they're afraid of success. They're afraid of how people may treat them differently if they do succeed. Friends and family may go a little the opposite way. So do you think over time being here, you've honed in very specific ideas? Because I think, too, I was the same way when I came here. We all have, yeah, we want to be here in this industry, but it's not clear how. So you say through practice, through being here. So.
Well, you know what I would say? I had a lot of specific ideas when I got here, and I started implementing those plans right away. They were not the right plans for me. But by doing them, I found that out. So it's been more of a changing of the train tracks. You know, I was doing a lot more tabletop role-playing and gaming kind of stuff, thinking I was going to build much more of a multimedia empire, and I've discovered that film is, in fact, where I'm most happy and most comfortable. And I still have designs along those lines, but I'm approaching them in a much different way now. So storytelling as a whole, my approach to storytelling and how I tell those stories has evolved dramatically. You know, and you can look back. It's all out there. I've got role-playing games on the internet right now that I've written that are cool and are probably content I'll even develop later on. You know, and people play them. We have sold copies. There's people all around the world. Australia, that's excellent. I'm grateful, and it's incredible. You know, and the process of doing that has taught me that it really is about working with the actors and working with the production team, which is what I love about role-playing anyway. You know?
So your advice to a younger Tennyson, you're still very young, is that, let's say 10 years ago, you could have written, time travel, send the younger Tennyson a letter about coming to LA. What would that letter be?
I don't really have any regrets. It would be mostly about personal choices, just making it a little easier for myself. You know what I mean? I'd love to have my social life a little more in order than it is. Time management, relaxation. I would love to teach young Tennyson how to relax. Even right now, I'm a little, I've got the crazy eye.
That's interesting that you say, because do you think that there is a way to really try to come up in any business, whether it's auto sales or writing a script, and have a personal life in the first few years? I think that's possible.
I think it was 50 years ago. I don't know if maybe we're too specialized and there's too much work now. I don't know. I would have loved to have put more of a focus on it. You know, I think probably had I had more of a personal life, could I have gotten just as much writing done? Probably. I don't know. But you know how it is. I think we're all reaching that age where we start to realize that if we don't start managing our health a little bit more creatively, a little more intelligently and a little more calmly, we're going to be suffering the consequences. I know that's true for a lot of filmmakers I know in my same position. You know, overextension is a big big, big challenge in new Hollywood. And getting a leg up on mastering that problem, I think would have been really good for me, which I did not do. I acknowledge that one.